This the book of Second Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, which I have told thee before. Then shalt thou well understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an ending, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonderful and powerful works endings and effects and signs. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone Rule, who have been great example to the younger brothers in the truth. And peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. And Lord, when this edifying, this another edition of Measure Dotted Time diligently. And we're going to get straight into it.
Now, an ecological disaster that has puzzled scientists from Poland and Germany for weeks now.
An environmental catastrophe. Tons of fish have been washed up along hundreds of kilometers.
It's been called an environmental catastrophe of unprecedented scale. Tons of dead fish washing up in the River Oder between Germany and Poland. Poisoned by a so far mystery pollutant.
Tons are washing up in the river, which helps form Germany's border with Poland. Johannes Giebermann is an environmentalist who lives in this area. He's been documenting the crisis from its beginning.
I've never seen so many dead fish in my life.
Something unheard of for people living here.
I have been fishing here for 40 years and have never experienced anything like this on this scale. It gives me goosebumps when I see how many dead fish there are here in the Oder.
Official advice is for people to stay away from the river while the authorities establish what is killing the fish.
As of today, no water tests have confirmed the presence of toxic substances.
There has never in my life been such an occurrence that so many fish died over such a short time. Unusual oxygen levels of very low water levels.
Now, we're learning about a strange situation at an Illinois creek. Residents near Clear Creek have reported a large amount of dead fish. The creek flows through Clark and Edgar County.
It's happened again, another dead fish spill on a local beach. This isn't the first time it's been a health problem for people who want to enjoy their summers on the sand.
People tell me they started noticing the dead fish about 7:30 this morning. This time, though, it was not just menhaden. There were larger fish species involved as well.
It seems like an unmitigated environmental disaster.
Beth Deal and her family are visiting from Roanoke. She was surprised by what she saw this morning on the beach at Kiptopeke State Park.
Birds everywhere. And then a few minutes after that, we just saw thousands of menhaden floating towards the beach.
We started seeing just thousands of dotted fish in the ocean.
We're in the heart of summer, and the one thing on your mind is getting in the water and cooling off. But there's a few things you want to keep in mind before you bring your family to the beach.
Piles of dead alewives. Tiny silvery fish are lining the beaches of Lake Michigan, rolling in wave by wave.
The die-off we have this year is probably in the millions. No issues with, pollution or anything in Lake Michigan. It's probably the cleanest it's been.
This year, the reports and the piles keep growing, and it's a little bit more than the years past.
Hitting historical highs upon invasion.
Well, Europe is battling extremes of fire, flood and drought all at the same time.
Okay, so as you see, no signs of pollutants. So why are the animals dying in mass? Why are these fish popping up dead? So let's get it in the scriptures. This is the book of Hosea. Let the Lord tell you why. Chapter 4. I start at 1. It reads, Hear the word of the Lord Yahweh, ye children of Israel, for the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land. Now this is speaking to the children of Israel at that time, but now the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You know, so Esau is ruling the earth. Esau is in control of the inhabitants, is in control of the land. You know, and he took this book into, you know, that's why the Lord told him, why take you up his word and you cast it behind you, roughly paraphrasing. It say, for the Lord Yahweh have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land. And only truth, mercy, and knowledge, that's only truth and knowledge of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai and mercy is coming from the prophets. You know, the men who the Lord set up that small sanctuary, who was flooding the earth with this truth by making videos, flooding the YouTube, the airways, you know, of Yahweh in the land. So like in verse 2, it say, by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood touch of blood. Therefore, and if these things are happening in the earth, you know, if there's no truth, mercy, nor knowledge of Yahweh in the land, and by swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out in blood touch of blood. And these things are happening in the earth. That's what the Lord say. Therefore shall the land mourn, and the land is mourning. And everyone that dwell therein shall languish. And that's going on in the earth, man. People are mourning and languishing, man. You know, they made that a new, you know, how motherfuckers get anxiety, depression, you know, things like that. They made this a new term last year, 2020, languish. You know, people get languish. Now they probably got drugs for languishing. Oh, he just languishing. He ain't stressed no more. He languishing. He ain't got anxiety no more. He languishing, you know. This person it's not anxiety, it's not stress, it's languishing. You know, with the beast of the field and the fowls of heaven, yeah, and the fish of the sea also shall be taken. And that's why you having these mass die-offs, man. You know, because the Lord is taking, you know, the Lord is causing these things to happen. It's a sign of the end, you know.
Meteorologists there say Europe's conditions could be worse than they've ever been in more than 500 years.
The latest in a series of fierce heat waves has moved into the U.S. Northwest, and violent storms and drought are ravaging parts of Europe.
So, like, let me get this one too. This Romans chapter 8 and verse 22, it say, for we know that the whole creation groaneth in travail and pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit. Lord willing, we're part of that number. That's the 144,000. The first fruits of the Spirit. Even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, waiting to be brought back to the Lord, to wit the redemption of our body. It say, for we are saved by hope, but hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doeth he yet hope? It say, but if we hope for that we see not, then we with patience wait for it. And that's what we doing. The true believers, we waiting with patience, man, and things we don't see. You know, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. We have faith that the Lord is going to do everything that he said he was going to do. We have faith that the Lord, we have faith that some of us going to be put to death. We have faith that some of us going to be martyrs. We have faith that spiritual power going to come. You know, we have faith Jacob's trouble going to come. We have faith that Esau going to lose in the end. We have faith that the missiles are going to obliterate America, Babylon the Great, man. We have faith that the Lord word is going to come to pass, the good and the bad, man. You know. But the whole point is the whole creation ain't going to keep going. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. So when the Lord come back, all this going to stop. And like the scripture say, when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, but when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. Not only are people gonna rejoice, but the whole creation gonna rejoice, man. The trees, the plants, the insects, the animals. You know, the scriptures tell you that the trees gonna break forth into singing, man.
And Asia.
A sea of flames washes across a
Tree pop. Joy to the world, my Lord has. Let me stop. Oh shit. Well, we gotta get the hell up out of here, man. Esau gotta go down. We start goddamn singing the gospel song, whatever that song is. They sang there at Christmas time. Shit. So like it.
national park in central Portugal.
140-mile-an-hour winds hit the island of Corsica, just off the coast of those.
It's the same in Italy. Firefighters in temperatures of 40 degrees battling to contain blazes in Sicily, while on the island of Pantelleria, tourists in Venice had to run for cover as wild winds and rain swept in.
Elsewhere, dead fish bake in the hot summer sun as Europe endures its fourth heat wave. But the lack of rain has British farmers fearing their livestock might run out of food.
I've lived here all my life. I'm 24 and I've never seen it so dry.
Take this field in London. It should be filled with green grass.
In cities across France, sheets of rain and hail pound the streets. Trees are uprooted in backyards, and people wade through storm waters overflowing onto sidewalks. These extreme events, which climate scientists say are increasingly being driven by a warming world, are spreading wider and wider. In Germany, it's been the opposite. An extreme drought has shrunk some of the nation's major rivers.
Such is summer in Europe that's been marked by record-breaking extreme temperatures. And the continent's worst drought in years, perhaps centuries, has pushed water levels so low on the Danube River in eastern Serbia that more than 20 warships from World War II have been uncovered. In their holds, thousands of tons of ammunition.
Over 4,000 miles away in China, another drought is underway. Facing months of heat waves, residents of Chongqing in the Sichuan province say the wind now just blows heat.
I feel like I'm standing on a gas stove.
The Yangtze River has shrunk to half its normal width.
We could hardly imagine at the moment that we're speaking apocalyptic scenes which took place this morning, the only witnesses to the violence of the elements.
It has seen it all. What's left? On the 17th of August, even hailstorm fell on parts of France. Is any of this normal? It is not. This is extreme weather. This is climate change, changing our world and our realities.
Yeah, nah, there ain't no damn climate change. This is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, and he got that Hosea 3:2. This Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai bring judgment on the earth, man. The Lord say, thou shalt be visited with storm and tempest and earthquakes and the flame of devouring fire. You know, visited by the Lord. The Lord visiting the earth in this manner. There ain't no climate change. This is the Lord judging the earth. This Jeremiah, and also Esau using his technology. This Jeremiah 10 and verse 12. It say he have made 12 and 13. He have made the earth by his power. Speaking of the Lord. He have established the world by his wisdom, and have stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens. And he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures. So that's showing that the Lord, if it's a drought, the Lord is causing a drought. If it's a horrible rainstorm and it's catastrophic flooding, the Lord caused that to happen. You know, the Lord is control of it all. Let's keep. Well, that's pretty much the point. And I was just letting it play out. But that's pretty much the point. Lord, when this was edifying, I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, the great millstone rule web, and a great example to the young brothers in the truth. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Kwame Yashala. Shalom.